What's going on YouTube? So it doesn't get any bigger than this. This is the all-new RAV4 and the refreshed Honda CR-V. And while we're not talking about the actual physical size, we're talking about the huge sales volume.
That's right. These two will sell about 1 million units in the US over the next year, which is what makes this comparison so important. So which of these two compact SUVs is the king of the hill? That's what we're finding out today.
Many of you watching today are going to be among the approximately 1 million buyers of these two crossovers in the next year. They're both offered in a wide variety of trims, but today we have the top trims to show off all the available features. If you're looking to buy one, make sure to check out carconfections.com/newcarquotes to get the best price and access to invoice pricing information. But let's start by jumping into the exteriors, where you can see lots of differences right from the start. The CR-V continues to have a modest and somewhat sporty appearance, while the new RAV4 gets a lot of rugged flair from the 4Runner. As you can see, it's quite boxy, and this limited trim uses a mostly body-colored grille with special silver accents. We don't score appearance of vehicles in our comparisons, but we'd love to hear what you guys think in the comments below. What we do score are all the various features and differences, so let's start with the headlights. These are completely LED arrangements for both models, including the turn signals, but only the RAV4s are projector LEDs, and only it adds fog lights. From the sides, you might be able to tell that the RAV4 didn't grow much for this new generation, which means that the CR-V maintains about a 4-inch size advantage. We will see later on if that greater length can translate to more interior space. The Toyota has a 1-inch advantage when it comes to the wheels, where it is rocking new 20-inch alloys instead of 19s like the CR-V and most of the segment. We will address ride quality later on for those concerned. And, by the way, feel free to grab a notepad and keep your own score based on your personal priorities. Out back, we have each brand's modern design with the same kinds of features. One thing all versions of the CR-V are missing, though, is an LED turn signal in the taillight cluster. The Honda has integrated exhaust tips in the bumper, if you prefer that design cue. But if you're ever planning to do much towing, the RAV4 is the way to go. This new generation can haul up to 3,500 pounds with all-wheel drive, while the CR-V requests that you keep things under 1,000 pounds. Heading on to the mirrors, each of them features blind spot monitoring and heating. And as far as all the other active safety features, they are also included here to help you avoid crashes. That concludes the outside, so now let's move on to the interiors and see how functional and feature-filled they are. But first,
if you're new here, we're brothers and we've been reviewing cars since we were 12
and 16. We started young, and since then we have reviewed over 2,000 vehicles at every price point.
No matter what you're looking for, from humble to high-end, we'd love for you to subscribe to be a part of our Car Confections family.
Let's learn a lot and have some fun with all the latest cars. Heading to the inside, both crossovers feature smart entry systems and similar key fob designs with support for remote start. After opening up the doors, you'll find cabins that have very few similarities, especially when it comes to design. Let's start with the seats though, as always. Our CR-V has the two-tone gray and black real leather seating, while even the top RAV4 uses a faux leather that Toyota calls Softex. Both seats have 10 ways of power adjustment with 2 ways of lumbar support, memory, and seat heating. But if you live in a warm climate, it's noteworthy that only the RAV4 offers ventilated seats. Next up, let's get into the broad category of material quality, which we will divide into solidity and material selections. In the first category, Honda does the better job of making the interior feel solid in construction and sturdy when you press on the materials or do things like close the door. And when it comes to material selections, the same thing applies. While neither occupies the top spots in the segment, the CR-V uses more soft-touch plastics in places like the upper dash, and there are piano black accents instead of plain matte plastics. Once you fire up the two crossovers, you'll find digital gauge clusters on both models this year, although the RAV4 is a couple inches larger and has more customization options. Neither model has a head-up display as shown today, but one is offered on the Toyota. Pulling back to the steering wheels, we have leatherette-wrapped, manual adjusting wheels with plenty of easy-to-use buttons. Both steering wheels are heated and the wipers are rain-sensing. Next up in our evaluation is storage, where both models deliver far more than you would expect for compact SUVs. We're going to look at both the console and the multi-use cubbies in the dash. And starting with the console, Honda still maintains the advantage over even this new RAV4, with an absolutely enormous center console. The RAV4's is a little skinnier, but that's likely due to a trick it has up its sleeve. Its lid can flip upside down and turn into a table for something like eating. But when we leave the console, the roles reverse, since it's actually the RAV4 with more storage bins and deeper ones, especially the passenger storage shelf that the CR-V doesn't offer. Both have plenty of USB ports around and wireless charging pads, but this RAV4 Limited now includes 2 charging pads side by side. Moving on from that, this top trim of the Toyota uses an electronic shifter. But regardless of the shifter, reverse gear will reveal another Toyota tech advantage. The CR-V does not offer a 360-degree camera system like the RAV4 has long done. Also, new for 2026, the Toyota's camera has some better views, including a 3D semi-transparent spin. Moving up the dashboard, next we have the climate controls. Both have 2-zone automatic, but the new RAV4 loses the large physical temperature knobs in favor of small buttons and controls in the touchscreen. This makes the CR-V's climate easier to adjust while driving. However, they both still have physical volume knobs for the audio systems. In the RAV4, you get a JBL 9-speaker system, whereas in the loaded CR-V, you get a 12-speaker Bose sound system. With those 3 extra speakers, the Honda does indeed offer better audio quality for those concerned. Infotainment-wise, they both see some big upgrades for 2026. The CR-V moves to a standard 9-inch screen on all trims. But that's still smaller than the smallest screen offered on the new RAV4. Most trims of it come with a 10.5-inch screen, but this Limited has an even larger 12.9-inch display. These larger displays have Toyota's new multimedia infotainment system, with new functions such as a customizable home screen and widgets. Both crossovers have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, as well as navigation. But one thing to note is that Honda now has Google built in on this trim, meaning that it has native access to Google Maps and other Google apps. Wrapping up the front of the cabins, they both have auto-dimming mirrors, although the RAV4 has HomeLink garage door openers and a rear camera system. Additionally, you will find a panoramic moonroof on the Toyota, which is not offered at all on the Honda. Now, let's head into the back seats and the cargo areas, which are also very important and different between the two of them. If you remember from the exterior part, the CR-V continues to have a length advantage over the new RAV4, and that extra length also translates into superior backseat space. The Honda has 8% more legroom, which can clearly be seen with the driver's seat adjusted to the same 5'8" driving position. Headroom is actually in the RAV4's favor though, but not by greater than the 5% difference required to score a point. As far as the features back here, it goes back and forth. The CR-V allows for tons of reclining and adjustment, while the RAV4 just reclines a small amount. Both have vents and USB-C ports for charging phones, but only Toyota offers heated back seats. For the door trims, Toyota follows through with the same materials from the front, while Honda switches it to mostly hard-touch plastic. Now let's pop open the hands-free power tailgates and discuss the space that we have inside. Those with larger space demands will appreciate the CR-V's additional 8.3% more maximum cargo capacity when the back seats are folded down. However, in an odd twist, when the seats are upright, it's actually the RAV4 that has more space, also by 8%. So the best way to think about this is to consider if you usually haul things with people in the back seats or not. Also, consider how important a spare tire is to you, since only the RAV4 has one. Alright, we're done with the interiors now, but some of the most important things to consider take place on the test drive. So let's take this fight to the streets. So when we pop open the hoods or head out on the road, you will immediately see just how much the powertrains have changed in the last few years. What I mean by that is only a short time ago, hybrids were pretty niche, but now 2 of the most popular vehicles in the US are largely hybrid. As a matter of fact, this new RAV4 is exclusively hybrid, and the CR-V is also hybrid only for most trims. The CR-V's hybrid system uses a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine and electric components to make 204 horsepower, while the new RAV4 uses a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder with electric componentry to make 236 horsepower. That's a big step up over the previous gen, and also makes it quicker than the CR-V and other rivals. And there we are, quickly accelerating up to 60 miles per hour. Now, when it comes to the Sport Touring model, this is one of the trims that comes standard with a hybrid system. So just to remind you guys again, you have a 1.5-liter turbocharged gasoline engine. That's really reserved for your lower trim levels, and then all your upper trim levels are going to be the hybrid exclusive trims. So this is Honda's 2-motor hybrid system. It's unchanged for 2026. So it's a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine with 2 electric motors. Total power, 204 horsepower and 247 pound-feet of torque. Okay, that was 60 miles per hour with this 2026 RAV4. So, of course, the big news with this next generation RAV4 is the fact that they're moving to a full hybrid powertrain arrangement. So you have a traditional hybrid, and you also have a plug-in hybrid option. We're in the traditional hybrid right now. This is going to be what the vast majority of customers will walk away from the dealership with because it is standard on almost every single trim level, 6 out of 7 trim levels. So what this is Toyota's 5th generation hybrid system. It's a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder engine plus your electric hybrid componentry. Your total system power is 226 horsepower with front-wheel drive, 236 horsepower with all-wheel drive. Transmission-wise, we have an eCVT in the RAV4 and direct drive that behaves like an eCVT for the hybrid CR-V. Overall performance in both is responsive, and power is routed to the ground via all-wheel drive systems as equipped.
Now, as far as your transmissions are concerned, we have a CVT on the traditional gas end or an eCVT-like transmission here with the hybrid models. Overall response, as you can see from that acceleration there, is very quick.
Now, of course, in terms of the transmission situation, this is an eCVT, which is typical for Toyota's hybrid system. Ride and handling are strong for both models, but the CR-V will outmaneuver the RAV4 when it comes to handling. Honda has done a tremendous job of controlling body roll and having light enough steering for everyday driving, but also accurate enough to be fun. For ride quality, we would say that they are about equal. Both do a great job of canceling out all but the largest bumps. And we were especially pleased with the new RAV4's performance here, because it has larger wheels than the CR-V.
Now, we've been driving around CR-Vs all day long, and that has really just kind of confirmed in my mind that this is a very good riding vehicle. As you hit bumps in the road, it does a great job of soaking it up and really not letting a ton of intrusion inside the cabin. Now, we do have the largest wheels here with the Sport Touring, and I'm happy to tell you I don't think that negatively impacts your ride that much at all, so you're not paying a huge penalty for that. Maybe ever so slightly, but not a big penalty. Now, also good news is the ride quality. So we've been driving around here all morning long, and like I just said, this is a pretty rough road surface, and even if we hit big bumps in the road, I think it does a great job in terms of ride quality. Now, I have to say I was a little bit skeptical because we have the 20-inch wheels on the outside for this limited example. I thought the ride quality might be sacrificed a bit by choosing those, and I'm happy to tell you it really is not. This is still one of the very best riding options in the entire segment.
Now, out on the highway, sound insulation is important, which is why we take sound level readings of every vehicle we test here at Car Confections. Scientifically speaking, most people cannot discern a difference of less than 1 decibel between sounds. And, as you can see, there's more of a difference than that. But before jumping to any conclusions, the RAV4 sample was taken in Arizona on a recent press trip, which means the rating is unofficial for now until we get one back home to Kentucky.
57.8 decibels is what we are sitting at as our official sound level reading before we had to start slowing down here for this red light. 58.7 decibels is the number that we have settled in at.
Lastly, let's get into fuel economy. The CR-V's fuel economy is pretty impressive at 37 mpg combined. But the RAV4's 5th gen hybrid system will really impress you. This limited trim is rated at 42 mpg combined with all-wheel drive, which is about 13% better fuel economy than the CR-V hybrid. The same goes for highway and city ratings. By the way, if you're not ready to adopt a hybrid system yet and prefer the choice, the CR-V has a regular gas option, but only in the lower trims. In our reviews and comparisons, we're also adding in reliability and resale information to give you a better picture of the overall value beyond just the original MSRP. Beginning with reliability, we developed the Combined Reliability Index, which takes into account several studies from trustworthy sources and combines them in a way that gives you a more realistic picture. In this respect, both of them rate exceptionally high. Honda rates 13 slots above industry average, giving it plus 2.6 points. And Toyota 2 slots higher still as the industry leader, awarding it plus 3 points. Related to that, they have the same warranty coverage, but Honda has 1 year of complimentary maintenance compared to Toyota's 2. We also put Mason's economics degree to work to develop the predicted resale value tool. After 5 years and 60,000 miles, Honda has the highest value in the entire auto industry at 64.79% expected retained value. Toyota is extremely close behind at 64.5% after 5 years and 60,000 miles. This is too close to award any points. Now let's talk about pricing. The CR-V, as you would expect, has a bit of a price increase for the 2026 changes that it gets. Its fully loaded sport touring trim rings in at $43,645. Now for the RAV4, Toyota has not yet released its official pricing figures. To give you an idea of what you could expect, the current 2025 model would cost $45,769 as we have this 2026 equipped today. We expect the price to increase over the 2025 by at least $1,000. So we think a good estimate would be about $46,700. That would definitely make it one of the priciest options in the segment. We won't be able to score this area, but it would not make a difference in the end result. So there you have it, the objective winner. Do you agree? Let's go over some pros and cons so that you might decide which one best matches what's most important to you. So you should probably pick the CR-V if you're looking for the most maximum cargo capacity, the most comfortable back seats, as well as better handling.
Now, on the flip side, you should pick the RAV4 if you want more power and better fuel economy. It does also have better technology as well as more features sprinkled throughout, things like those ventilated front seats. And speaking of those individual categories where one is excelling over the other, we'd encourage you to go to carconfections.com/vehicle rankings. The reason you should do that is because we've actually gone through all the numerous compact SUVs on the market, not just RAV4 and CR-V, and ranked them in the most important categories to you all, this buyer. Things like luxury features, cargo capacity, interior technology, and powertrain choices are all there detailed there for you. And you can see your best options depending on which category is most important to you. So if you want to take advantage of that, go to carconfections.com/vehicle rankings. But which one of these SUVs are we going to put in our driveways?
This time, Mason and I are both in agreement. We were going with the new RAV4. It really is just the better all-around option at this point.
Yeah, I wish the CR-V had more features, and then it would be a little bit closer in my book. And that's going to be where we leave off on this comparison. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, we'd really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button down below. By subscribing, you're going to be a part of our Car Confections family, and we'd love to welcome you in. Also, if you're looking to buy a Honda CR-V, a Toyota RAV4, any new vehicle, we'd also like to encourage you to go to carconfections.com/newcarquotes. The reason you should do that is because we have a tool on our website that'll connect you with local car dealers in your area to get you the best price. It's also going to give you access to invoice pricing information, which is a great tool to use while dealership negotiating. If you'd like to take advantage of all of that, as well as things like our monthly payment tool, you can find a link to that in our video description, as well as a pinned comment down below. And guys, that's all for this comparison. Thanks so much. We'll catch you next time as we sample more of the latest automotive delicacies.